Okay, we're going to be opening up the hearing. It is just past 7:30. We are going to read into the record that the June 6th and the May 2nd minutes are accepted, if the rest of the committee is accepting them.
Yeah, I'd like to do.
Aye.
We've got a few cancellations and moving over tonight. The first one, the Long Island Bridge is not going to be heard. We do not have enough of our commissioners present. And I recused myself on the last meeting, and I certainly cannot be involved in it. So we do not have enough commissioners to take the vote tonight, or to even hear this. So this is going to be moving over to September 5th, for anybody in the room that's here for that. The other one that's being moved is 184 Billings Road. That one is also being moved to September 5th. And the Babcock Street, C Street, and Chickatawbit Road, that is being moved to September 5th. So anyone in the room for those three, we will not be hearing them tonight. So we will move now to 415 Quincy Shore Drive. Request for determination of applicability filed by George Alex. The applicant proposes removing existing concrete of the landing, patio, walkway, and steps, and replace with new. Install new asphalt parking, backing out area 23/6, new walkway.
Get me the green cards.
Thank you. Land subject to coastal stone foliage.
So, thank you, members of the commission. My name is George Alex. This is my wife, Minnie Kwan. Our contractor, Jose Andrade, is here as well. So, at our house at 415 Quincy Shore Drive, we are seeking to remove and replace the existing concrete patio. I don't know if it's in order to submit something like this, but we have some pictures. It is in pretty much a state of disrepair, and really is actually not safe. We want to keep the same footprint, the same size for the patio, the same size as existing for the walkway, and we also want to remove and replace the driveway, the asphalt driveway, which will again be an asphalt driveway. The only thing with the driveway, we are seeking a 23-foot by 6-foot expansion of the driveway, just so a car can turn around, so that we don't have to back into Quincy Shore Drive. But other than that, the size should be exactly the same.
So you're just replacing the concrete with new concrete?
We have a submission that outlines some of the materials and the steps that we're taking. So there's a plot plan map. The concrete is going to be removed. The new patio is Beacon Hill pavers on a gravel base.
The garage is already existing.
Yes.
Do I have anyone from the board questioning anything?
Not here.
Okay, is there anyone in the audience opposing or wants to just speak about this? You can come forward. Okay, I'm going to put it up to the board.
They make a move that the act does not apply.
Okay,
Second.
and all in favor? You're all set.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You want your photographs back?
Thank you.
Yes, all set. Jim, and then Tori seconded, and then we all voted. Okay, One Battery March Park. Requesting for determination filed by the National Fire Prevention Association. The applicant proposes constructing and updating existing landscape areas adjacent to the man-made water body, and that's known as a pond.
Thank you, Commission. My name is Wade Stanley. I'm from Stantec Consulting Services, here on behalf of the National Fire Protection Association. They have a man-made pond, as states in the RDA. Here's kind of a picture of it. You guys can see that. It's just a plan that our landscape architects have put together. And basically they just want to do like a little TLC, tender loving care back there, redo some of the walking paths that already exist there, take out some invasive species around the pond. Nothing really within the pond, except for a little bit of removal of invasive species. Also in the pictures that are in there, you can see that me and a coworker took a sample of the pond liner, which I do have here tonight if you would like to see it, showing that it is a man-made pond. It is not natural. It is fed by a well, so it's not fed by a stream or any wetland or anything like that. Some stormwater does get to it, obviously, because it's, it's a water body that was made and things drain into it. So we are seeking a negative determination on this.
Does anyone on the board have any questions?
No, not really.
I have.
Do you have cuts?
Would you like those now?
Is there anyone in the audience that wants to talk about this, against it, or for it, or just wants to make
Sorry.
a remark? Come forward, please.
No, move that the act does not apply.
Page Jim.
Suck it out.
Second reading.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're all set.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any second? Yeah.
Okay, the next one on the agenda is 5 Post Island Road. Request for determination filed by Michael Carter. The applicant proposes to raise existing dwelling on existing foundation above the base flood elevation. Land subject to coastal storm foliage.
Hello, members of the commission. My name is Brian LaRoche, architect. I live at 67 Mears Ave in Quincy. Here on behalf of the Cotters for their application tonight. They were flood damaged at their home in the March storm that we had this year. And as part of that, they need to elevate their home. They got about 6 inches of water inside the first floor of the house and had to have the whole first floor gutted. So they're in the what they'd like to do is flood-proof their home so that they can continue to live at this location for the long term. So right now, the house floodplain, they would have to elevate 6 feet, which is roughly 3 feet above where it flooded last. So they floodplain elevation as shown in the drawings here. We have a diagram, let's see, on page A3, which shows the existing building. We cut through the building to show where that elevation is. So we're proposing to go to 16.7 feet, which would get us just over 3 feet above floodplain to protect them for the future. Because right now the floodplain is set, but it's on a modification by the city, so we already know that FEMA wants the actual floodplain to be a foot higher. So we're planning for the future. That's why we're going for 3 feet above floodplain. We just want to make sure that as we have these map revisions going forward, we're not going to find ourselves in the same situation. So it's pretty simple. We're not adding any area to the dwelling. We're going to take the existing foundation, leave it, add on to it to get them to that elevation. So really the change that you'll see is the higher elevation and some stair configurations to get to that extra height. But other than that, that's what I'd like to do.
Anyone on the board have a question?
No, not particularly.
Anyone in the audience want to talk about this? Come forward.
Dave McCarthy, 48 Whitney Road, Ward 1 City Councilor. Just that I am in full support, as Brian talked about, and Mike who's standing here, and his lovely wife Cindy in the audience. They had a rough March, and the resiliency of the Post Island community down there really is shown with folks like this that want to stay, they want to improve their home, and they want to just make that neighborhood a little more safer. By doing this, because of the devastation and destruction that was down there, it should keep them for years to come without having any severe damage from future storms. So I'm just in 100% support of this. Thank you. Thank you.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion, the act does not apply.
A second?
Second.
All in favor? You're all set.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
Okay, 91 Sheldon Road. Request for determination of applicability filed by Daniel and Jillian Shea. The applicant proposes to raise existing dwelling on existing foundation above the base flood elevation. Land subject to coastal storm damage.
Again, my name is Brian LaRoche, architect designer. Live at 67 Mears Ave in Quincy. Here tonight on behalf of the Shays who live at 91 Shelton Road. They're just opposite of the Cotters on the other side of the marsh, and they also received some damage to their home, more structural damage. They didn't necessarily get flooding in the dwelling. But they also, longtime residents of the neighborhood, would like to stay in their home, and at this time they'd like to take the opportunity to flood-proof their home by elevating it. We're not adding any area to the dwelling. We're just taking the structure itself, elevating it on new foundation, and we will do some reconfiguration of the decks to get new entrances in. At the front, there is going to be a deck that will go across the front, and then access at the rear for the rear door to get down to. So that's the extent of the plan. We're doing a minimal approach to the site, trying to keep our focus on the dwelling itself.
Anyone on the board wish to talk about this?
It's pretty similar to the other one. Is there anybody in the audience that wants to comment? All right, I move that the act does not apply.
Second.
1 second. All in favor? You're all set?
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Appreciate it.
Huh?
Surprised we haven't.
Well, some people catch on and say, or you come in, you don't.
What's that? I didn't know anything about this.
You're all set now, the 21 Rouge.
Yeah, they're all set.
You just open the
Is anybody here? Is anybody here from?
All he wants doesn't come, so
Are they here?
I'm not sure if they come back exactly. My office for them, then you guys go and sign the whole job. So you come down to there, have them come back. Yeah, all right. I did hear about this.
You did. Commission members, Jay Duca, on behalf of the Police Department. We got called to 21 Ridgeway as a result of somebody throwing items into the pond. Paul Martin, the inspector, was out there. He reports back that everything's been cleaned, and he's satisfied that no further impacts to the resource area is taking place. I don't know if somebody's here from 21 Ridgeway, but
Yes, they're here. The orange. Are you for 21 Ridgeway?
21 Ridgeway?
Yes,
Do you want to come up and let the commission members know that you've cleaned up the site? Can I ask a question? Thank you.
Hi, so this is my father, Pamela, and I'm Stella. I'm coming and translating on his side. So he said that he recently moved on July 1st to 221 Ridgeway Street in Quincy, and he saw that fences for the previous owner were pretty much broken and loose. So he decided, because he has 3 child and one is still 1 year old, so he decided it's not very safe for the baby to go outside to the river, so he decided to build a new wall in order to protect the baby from going into the ocean, going into the lake. And so he decided, and he also said that the ramp was pretty much slanted, so it wasn't safe. So he decided to build a wall against it. As from right now, he has cleaned his bricks and put it aside in order to protect, in order to keep the river.
And he knows he shouldn't do that, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He knows he shouldn't be throwing the bricks in.
知道你不能把这个扔在河扔在水里面。
没有人打。
没有在河里。
没有没有。
He said he did not throw any bricks into the lakes.
Do we have a witness that says this? Paul Martin. I think so.
Yeah, for the members, so we got called out as a result of a complaint. We didn't see any of that. We did go out and inspect it. He cleaned up the area. Paul Martin, the inspector, says he's fine with it. Commission members are welcome to go out and look at it, but we've closed the complaint and we have no further.
John Brennan was in.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, very good.
So basically, we're just hearing this for the record, just to say that this happened and it's not gonna happen again.
One
What's your
question.
name, sir? Stella.
What are your plans for getting rid of all the concrete that's in the backyard?
你现在什么计划把你那个把那个事情起来？
哦，OK，
你现在什么计划把那个事？
我是准备把大点拿走，就可以了，回来我就拿走了。
Okay. Since if he has this new,
Without
it's
you.
done, he'll immediately get those bricks out using cars.
You're gonna have it disposed of?
Yes. Using other vehicles, company vehicles, company, and moving them out.
Okay.
Okay, so we're not gonna vote on anything, it's gonna be put in the record. And perhaps you and I will keep our eye on it as the enforcement people. And the inspection department will be checking it out again too. So we're gonna be watching this property for a little bit. Okay? Okay, so try to keep it clean. Don't have this happen.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim Brook.
Go to me.
This is more informational. Good evening, Jim Burke with the Silver Salad offices here in Quincy. You guys gave us an order of conditions a few months back for Cork Masa. One of the conditions of that was to kind of mitigate and restore the bank along Town River. What you see in front of you is the plan to do just that. So up top is the It shows the locations of Japanese knotweed, frag, along with, I think, 6 tree of heaven. So the proposal is to actually remove all of that and come in and do this, and planting all sorts of different plants. So you've got some arrowwood and blue elderberry and winterberry, tupelo. So we hired a gentleman down in Sagamore, and I heard about him through another client, and did a nice job, so I thought he'd be a good fit for mostly like a estuarine salt.
And he's not with you tonight?
Huh?
He's not with you tonight?
He is not, he couldn't make it, unfortunately. But this is, you know, kind of it can be a concept plan. I mean, I just wanted to drop it off, let you guys, it's not gonna happen this month. We'll probably look to plant it in September. So if you guys wanna review it, have any comments on it, Nora knows how to get a hold of me, Jay certainly knows how to get a hold of me. I can drop off some larger plants too. Those plants are tough to read, so.
I think I read something on this somewhere, and I think it might be in the newspaper, or you found it to me, okay. I'm just a little concerned again with the fragmites. Would you ask your landscaper? It looked like he's gonna be removing them, and I'm under the belief that we can only do it November and March. So find out.
Yeah, the description is a written narrative about how to do it, along with this
I
plan.
read it, but his description of November and March was
Okay.
not there. And that makes me nervous because it blows in the air, and before you know it, it's
Sure,
going
understood.
across the street and everywhere. So just get me a note on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
and how they're handling that,
Yep,
okay?
no problem. All right, thank you. Any questions?
Does anybody have any questions?
All right, thank
We have
you.
no questions. Thank you.
Thanks for the time. Good to see you, Jay.
Okay, we've got 49 Sunrise Road. I did go out and inspect that property, it's fine. Okay. It is nowhere an issue with garage.
Certificate of compliance.
Hmm?
Certificate of compliance.
Good, we'll be signing off on that too. On Sunrise?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we having a vote on Sunrise? It's just a compliance
Just a
order from
compliance.
2004.
Okay. Make a motion that we issue a compliance.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, so that's all set to be signed. And we have a lot of people in the audience still. And I don't think it's all for the same thing. I don't think are you Boston also? Oh, I know they are. Oh,
We close the hearing.
Quincy Sun.
You're
Quincy Sun.
Quincy's son. Oh, I don't even have to worry about you.
Fine, we close the hearing.
Okay, we are going to be closing the hearing. We're all done, we're finished. Unless you're something else?
No, just curious about the seawall.
No. That has been moved to September 5th, that's on Chickatawga and Babcock. That correct? The seawall?
Yeah.
What seawall are you talking about?
But the notice was for the seawall for, I guess, right across the shoreline.
Yeah, but that's in September.
That's moved to September 5th. Okay, is there anyone else here for any other business? Okay.
Do you folks want to speak? I'll speak on behalf of the commission. The meeting's closed. I don't know why you still.
Sure, I mean, if you'd like, we can go through the things which we have done as it's basically answer the request which came up in June 6th meeting.
So I would have to respectfully decline. There's nobody here to refute or comment on what you have to say. It wouldn't be fair to the member that's missing. So at the advice of the solicitor, we will be able to take the call. I'll be glad to speak with you after the.
Sure, we can talk about that, Jay. I appreciate the opportunity to do just that. And-
Sure.
And I realize the meeting's close. If there are comments or questions from the Boston team from anybody else who's here, we are also happy to hear those or else outside the format of the commission, but.
I'll be
we're
glad to
here
hear,
take it.
they're gonna adjourn now and, yeah, we need, so
We'll save some time.
we don't wanna, have them in the room.
Totally right.
So give me a couple of minutes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do they have any, like, a drawing or anything on what they would do?
Just wait a moment to speak with Nora.
Okay.
Okay, because she has to paperwork on it, but from what I understand, it's going to be revised. So what they have today is not.
Just want to make sure we're. Yeah, sure.
Okay, just want to explain to the wife that's.
No, I don't have any, we have one extra for yours, no, what they have is going to be revised.
Motion to adjourn?
Okay.
I go through my file, my item and file, so with the talent it's going to be revised. When the new talent, you want to come in, it's there. But I didn't bring paperwork in.
Okay, and the other thing that, the water bill is up, is that gonna be? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. These two are,
Will the cost of that be incurred to the owners on the water side?
who's paying for the seawall, is it?
This is coming under emergency money from the
Yeah.
storm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, they all have to get together better. The neighbors and
Who's
the
paying
people
for it?
who is paying for it, who's taking care of it. That's my understanding.
I see Tom is missing.
So I understand we moved it to September 5th.
Good thing we didn't really need it.
So I know we moved September 5th.
Oh my
But
goodness.
also check the newspaper because they do make remarks about this stuff.
I was
This
just
is,
nervous, like everyone was
this
gonna
is
show up and
special
we would be able
money.
to vote on it.
Okay.
You know, lawyers-
There's a spare one, I have to
think
keep a
it's
spare one,
everyone
so we get up
for
complaints.
this. So
Okay,
you want to stay on top of it. You want to make sure that your seawall is.
You don't want?
right.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Just
the
a
We're
spare
just
one.
moving around there, so we just.
You have, if you look at the case.
You know, I didn't know the walls were prominent back there now.
Well, stay close.
Okay, thank you.
You are, man, you all set?
I was just here for the meeting about the Long Island Bridge.
That's continued.
Oh, that's, was
Yeah.
continued.
Yeah, but, yeah, we didn't have a quorum on that, so it's going to be September 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
great, thank you very much, I
See you later.
appreciate it.
No problem.
Good evening.
The reason I'm not on here. After all, I was the one who went there.
I know, put your
I'll
name,
just put my
put your
name
name
down.
down
You
there.
can type it
Yeah.
in later,
Yeah.
okay?
Come, he's a gas man. He really is.
Oh my God, why was there so
Oh,
many
yeah, right,
cars?
they like to type.
I
It was the bridge. I thought it was.
Oh, okay. Somebody parked, right, like this huge truck.
Are you here
right
for
on
something?
the white
I was-
line in
I'm working
between
for
the
Quincy Sun.
spaces.
Oh, I see,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I got here. Yeah, and I got my husband's car with me too. I saw him, he was bringing them on his
I
car.
know, I'm the same with me.
Yeah.
Give me, are you helping, yes. Are you coming to
Have
the
you
line?
adjourned?
Yes.
Yes.
She's recused, she does.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, right, but, and Jeff Wade was here for the last